Hey guys, it's Ted Bogert. We're back with the TED Show. I'm excited to have this young lady on. Kia Loggins is with us. We're going to talk about balancing business and family like a boss, which I love this topic. Everybody talks about balance. Some people say there's no way you can balance. Some people do everything in their power to balance. So I'm dying to hear what Kia has to say about it. But before we take a deep dive, Kia, welcome and tell us about you.
Thank you so much. And I appreciate having me on the show. I'm excited. So let me share a little bit about me. First of all, I'm Ms. Mompreneur 2020. So
Woo, Miss
excited.
Mompreneur 2020. Congratulations.
Thank you. Thank
That's a
you.
big
Thank
deal.
you. So big shout out to the MCA family, Ms. Corporate America family. But just a little bit about me. I am a mom of three and a business owner. So that's why I'm a mompreneur. I've been an owner of Extreme Youth Sports in Lake Mary, Longwood for 9 years. We started that when I was pregnant with my second child. Great time to start. It was pretty crazy. And we knew nothing about what we were doing. All I knew was about working with kids. I had been working with kids for about 15 years, about 10 years at that time. And I knew kids, but I didn't know business. So I learned a lot. I got a coach. And then, some years later, while I was pregnant with my third, I wrote a book, Parenting Hacks, 10 Smart Solutions for Raising Amazing Kids. It seems like whenever I'm giving birth, something else is happening parallel in my life. So it's pretty crazy, but I'm not having any more babies. So
no more babies. So no more crazy on that level.
Let's be clear on that. But
so tell us,
yes, go ahead.
What's Extreme Youth Sports? We've already had that question. So sure. I didn't look it up. I did. I looked it up, but then I'm like, I'm just going to ask her live instead of taking a deep dive.
Good. All right. Well, Extreme Youth Sports, we offer an after-school program and summer camp for kids. We inspire them to succeed through sports and through social skills. We're teaching them social skills at the same time. So we also, because of COVID, we now have a virtual kids camp. So if your kids are not in school, they can actually stay active, having fun, and do sports right in the comfort of their home.
What was that like making the pivot? Because obviously we all had to shut down. Everybody got either furloughed, couldn't be in groups, and yours was a Extreme Youth Sports. I mean, the kids were there. Yeah. So how did you pivot? What was that like in the beginning? I think that's important for people to kind of know too, because I think a lot of people struggled and still continue to struggle with how to pivot their business to adapt.
Well, you know what? It was tough, Ted, for sure. We did not have to shut down. Actually, we're considered as an essential program. So, however, though, we lost like 2/3 of our business because so many parents lost their jobs or just worked from home and didn't need our services. So, that's when I was like, I had never seen so many cancellations in my entire life of business. And it was scary. I had 8 employees at the time. And they're looking at me like, am I going to have a job? But my goal was to keep everyone and to make sure we were maintaining, serving our community, because we had a lot of nurses and doctors. We still do have a lot of nurses and doctors that need childcare. So, as far as pivoting, I had to contact my coach because I was like, I don't know what the heck to do.
Your coach was probably like, I need to contact my coach.
Listen. And, they were very helpful in really helping me to maintain the safest program. At the time, we were the only program at the time that was checking temperatures. Nobody was doing that. Daycares were still open. But just upgrading our protocol and then also creating a virtual program because parents didn't want their kids on video games all hours of the evening and then virtual school during the day. So
how'd you make it virtual? Because it's the kids, the interaction, the social, like you were talking about before, you're teaching the kids so much and it was so interactive. So what was it like to kind of develop those programs? Because it is different, even though I love this platform. It's different from you and I just talking and then having to engage somebody physically online must have been a challenge.
Oh, definitely. I mean, we definitely had to get our whole team together to figure out how we were going to do this. And when I brought it up, they were looking at me like a deer in headlights, like a virtual what? But you know what? We figured it out, and we used the platform Zoom, and it really, we had to make it very engaging. We had to change it every 15 to 20 minutes because kids' attention spans are not that long. And we had interactive games, some learning time, and then some sports. We did martial arts. We do martial arts still. We do hip hop dance on there. So, you get some good music and some structured programs, and the right people. We have an amazing team. So that really helped us to keep their attention. It helps us now in our virtual programs.
So, and I love that. And I want to encourage people, we've got Kia's website down there. You can give us any other websites later at the end of the show, because I think that engagement part for kids right now is just so critical. And it's not as easy, guys, to shift and still keep everyone engaged. That is a lot when you're not in person. So kudos to you guys for doing that. All right, let's talk about the balance. People either love or hate that word. And in one way or another, they're not sure if they're really balanced. They're trying to balance. Do they even care about balance? So why did you pick this topic? And let's talk about it.
Well, you know what? I picked this topic because that's probably the most popular question that moms ask me. I started a mompreneur mentorship course, and that was particularly why, because there are so many moms in business or trying to start a business, but they're like, but how do I balance it all? I don't understand. How do you do this? So my thing is, don't stress yourself out about it. I believe in a couple things. Number one is to resolve your current season. You have to know what season you're in. You have some moms that are new moms that have brand new babies, and you only can do so much. Your sleep is all crazy. Your baby is demanding so much time. However, you still have the capacity to work. Some parents have teenagers that are involved in sports. Some moms are just starting in business. And so you have to put in a lot more time. So I think instead of comparing ourselves to others, moms have that bad. We have that bad. But being able to understand, how do you resolve your current season and how do you run your race in your lane? Like, what are you supposed to be doing right now? It's not about what Susie May is doing, what your sister that has this business is doing, what your neighbor is doing. Oh, she puts her kids to sleep at 7:30, and your kids are up at 10. You have to figure out what works for your household, but also what season you're in. And that helps a ton. There is no perfect balance. However, I do believe that when you have a good understanding of what your purpose is, but also what season you're in, then it can help you to have some balance. But you may be giving more to your family at some time because you're a brand new mom. You may be giving more into your business because it's in the beginning stages, the baby stages of your business. And you've got to rally your family on your team so they understand, hey, guys, this is the beginning of business. It's going to help us out in the long run. And that's one thing I help moms in my mompreneur mentorship course to figure out, because it is tough.
It's hard, right? So yeah. I think one of the things that you said, lots of the things that you said resonated with me, but the number one thing, staying in your own lane and knowing your own journey and your own season. I think because of social media, we have all of these comparisons going on. And so, like you said, Susie Q, Susie May, she may be in a different place. She may look like super mom, super woman on social media. I can tell you that I have not met somebody whose social media 1000% matches exactly what they're going through. It's not meant to always, but you shouldn't have to compare yourself. Like, I try to put positive stuff out there, but I'm the first to admit not everything's rosy all the time. Not everything's hunky-dory. But if you're running your race against somebody else instead of in the season and the lane you're in, then you're always going to set yourself up for some kind of disappointment and failure, I think.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I think another thing is that as moms, we have to realize that our mommy guilt is just a story to stop us. It's just literally a story, because that can get in the way of you hiring help. That can get in the way of you feeling accomplished or that you actually achieve. Because a lot of times Moms are concerned about spending too much time away from their kids, on their business. And so they don't give their all, and really kids love to see you succeed as a parent. That inspires them. They want to see the family win. And so we have to remember that it's really for our family. It's for building our family legacy. And we have to be able to give our all in whatever we're called to do.
The guilt, I love that. That is the narrative. That's the narrative that you're creating in your mind. And so that's why I think people struggle sometimes with the word balance, because they equate it with perfection.
Yes.
And you don't have to have the perfect balance, like Kia is saying, every single time. Some seasons you're going to be family oriented and it's going to be more there. You also have to take care of you in the process. So I want to talk about that, because I think a lot of people in the life work balance, it's family work and then there's no me time.
Yeah.
So talk a little bit about that, because I think it's important. And I know that that's part of what you're talking about. You can't be a boss if you're not taking care of you too.
For sure. And when I say being a boss, you have to be a boss of your own time. And a lot of times moms can allow their days to just get away from them, and then they're pooped at night and they're just like, what the heck just happened in this day? But we can't do that. We got to take charge. So one thing I've learned over the years, I've got a coach, Stacia Pierce, and she created this journal. It's called the Success Journal. And I use it every morning. But I have to get up before my family gets up. It's so key. I try to do it later in the day. It just does not work. Once I get up, I have to be able to do my morning routine. So I start my morning in gratitude. Then I really spend some time in meditation, and focusing on my top 3 goals and really seeing myself victorious in those goals. I do a lot of visualization. It doesn't take very long. And then I spend some time in my journal. It may be listing, my intentions for that day, things that I need to do during that day, and then scripting some things out. I may have a problem that I'm facing, a challenge that I'm facing, and I just script out the outcome that I want. And I've learned that, and it's really a habit that works. It helps you to see yourself through the situation, especially this whole crazy pandemic.
It's just insane out there.
Oh my gosh.
Let me ask you, one thing that you said really struck me. I think that as you're describing what you do, you learned that this is a process, people. So I don't want anybody to take what Kia said and say, all right, in order for me to be balanced, I need to do all 5 of those things Kia said. That's what I have to do. And if I don't, I'm not balanced, and therefore I failed. I think you have to take each thing. Like if you want to start journaling, reach out to Kia and find out about the journal. If you want to learn how to have gratitude start your day, don't get all caught up in it has to be perfect gratitude. There are things that she's describing that everybody could adapt to if that makes sense in your own balance, but you're not going to be where Kia is immediately, because like she said, you have to start where you're at.
That's so good.
And so I think what you say is so important, but that's what happens a lot of times. People will they'll message me after the show and go, well, shoot, she's got it all down to a science. First of all, she doesn't.
Nope.
And second of all, she's learning as she goes. She's sharing with you some of the things that work for her.
Yeah.
Doesn't mean you have to adapt them immediately.
You got that right.
So go ahead.
I just want to say no one's perfect. I always say I'm not a perfect parent. I'm a resourceful parent. So, I want to get it done, but I got to get the resources needed in order to get it done.
And so you talked a little bit about gratitude, and I'd like to spend just a minute on that. Mm-hmm. What do you do? Do you wake up in the morning? And like, for example, what I do is I'm thankful for 5 things before I look at my phone. Some mornings I'm not feeling it. I'm grumpy. I haven't had coffee. I don't want to be grateful right at that moment. But I think that practice that you were talking about, that being part of your routine is so important. What do you do to show or practice the gratitude?
Sure. I do similar to what you do. I choose 3 things to be grateful for, and I really just focus on those things. I think on those things, and every day it's different. I mean, it could be my working limbs, it could be my business still open, whatever it may be, but really spending some time being grateful. because I don't like hopping on social media first or any of that first, because it's too easy to get off track and to skip that part. And it's important.
Yeah, the gratitude, I feel like, sets the tone for your day. And so if you wake up grumpy, which all of us have woken up with problems, we didn't sleep, we were stressed about stuff, something happened. If you can refocus, take those first few minutes when you wake up, and even if you're just grateful for being in bed, I mean, you can think of something, trust me.
Absolutely.
It just changes the direction of your thinking for the day. Even if you're forcing it in the beginning, which sometimes you would be, I'm not thankful for anything, and I'm all pissy with myself. And you don't. We do this. We're humans. You just have to take the next deep breath and say, "All right, I'm thankful that I get to be thankful." I mean, start with the basics.
Thankful
All right,
that I'm breathing.
Go ahead.
Thankful that I'm breathing.
Yes, thankful I'm breathing. Thankful. It doesn't mean that we're trying to minimize your situation and say that what you're stressing about or what you're worried about isn't something that is impactful. It's that is going to be there whether you're grateful or not. And so spend some time being grateful. It will help sort of change the DNA of how your day goes.
You got it.
All right. So how do people get in touch with you? How can they learn more about EYS? How can they learn more about balance and being a boss? What's the best way for them to reach you?
Well, you've got one of my websites down there, KiaLoggins.com. They can find out a little bit more about me. You can purchase my book there, The Parenting Hacks, 10 Smart Solutions for Raising Amazing Kids. You can also find out about my Mompreneur mentorship course. I actually have one starting this fall. And then if you want information on extreme youth sports, that's LakeMaryAfterschool.com. Or you can find us right on Facebook. A lot of parents love our Facebook page, and you can see what we're doing there on Extreme Youth Sports, Lake Mary, Longwood. And my last place, you definitely want to follow me on Instagram, and it's just my name, at Kia Loggins. So definitely follow me on Instagram, and you can check me out there. And is that all of mine? One more. If you are interested in the virtual programs, we have that on Kids Success Zone, and that's KIDZ Success Zone. And we do offer a free week trial. Parents love that. Fantastic. Any mom loves anything free.
All right, you're amazing. So, guys, I want you to reach out. Kia will. I'll share all of those links as well. Kia will too. Thanks so much for being on the show. Mompreneur, Mrs. Mompreneur or Miss Mompreneur?
Yes. They say Miss Mompreneur, but I am a Mrs. though.
Mrs. Mompreneur 2020, Kia Loggins. Yes. You're awesome. Thank you so much
for having me. I appreciate it.
Appreciate it. All right. You guys reach out. You're all experiencing the same stuff that Kia's talking about. Yes. So let's get your kids involved. Let's learn some more things on how we can balance. And just remember that it's in your own lane and your own season. That was such a great thing that you said. Fantastic. All right. Thanks, Kia. Y'all have a great one. We'll see you soon.